Welcome to Musings Television, where your host, Fabian, invites you to bloom with a new perspective that will encourage, uplift, and inspire. Here he is with today's musings.
Life offers us no reprieve from its many blows, from the many pitfalls or tragedies that could befall us, could befall people we know, friends, family, loved ones. It offers us no reprieve from those things that are likely to happen to us in our lifetime. Consider the vastness of the ocean and how the wind continually caresses the water to create waves that come ashore. Sometimes when we visit the beach and we are in the midst of the sea and the waves come in so forcefully that it threatens to topple us in the water if our footing is not secured in the sand. And even then, as the wave retreats, it takes away the sand from which lies under our feet, like the rug being pulled from beneath us. That, to some extent, is how life deals with us. It deals with us harshly. If we consider natural disasters, for example, here in the Caribbean we have to deal with hurricanes during the hurricane season. We are also exposed to earthquakes when they do happen, both of which can be very devastating. They come to disrupt our lives, to create havoc, to create damage. And if you're not strong mentally, you can be really adversely impacted by the things that life throws at us. And so we have to have a certain foundation, I think, a certain mental resolve, a certain amount of an ability to put things into perspective, to recognize things for what they are, especially some of the things that will happen to us in our lifetime, the things particularly that we have no control over. In as much as we can't control the hurricanes when they come, or as I sit here on the shores of Tower Isles in St. Mary, I am powerless to control the waves as they rush towards the shore. Similarly, we will be faced in life by those things over which we have no control. And like my feet, which I have here being caressed by the water as it rushes to the shore, we have one of two options. We can go with the flow, accepting that we can't do much to stop the waves from coming, the waves of life from coming at us. But we have to have that mindset that allows us to put those things into perspective and deal with them as they come, so that we are able to overcome them, to rise above them. We have to acknowledge our powerlessness in the face of many of the things that life will throw at us. Our powerlessness faced with the effects of that which occurs naturally, for example in a natural environment, that we can't control. We can only prepare to receive them when they come, and to a large extent be equally prepared to deal with them after they have come and gone and created the havoc in our lives that leaves great voids emotionally and physically that we are charged, we are challenged to overcome. So life really offers us no reprieve. As long as we are left standing after it has struck us with its many blows, we have one of two options. Either we stand or we lie and be overcome by the forces which has visited us. So what will our choice be? If anyone had told me that my 2023 would unfold with the death of my aunt, for example, I would have rejected such a prophecy. I would not have accepted such a foretelling. But that is life. It hits you with things when you least expect it. And those things can either be good or bad too. It doesn't necessarily have to always be an event that comes to destroy. But seemingly and seminally, it is those events that actually come that threatens to break us or even breaks us temporarily, that finds or offers themselves as challenges to test our strength, test our resolve, to overcome, to carry on. Because life really offers us no reprieve in the face of its many blows, of the many waves that come at us. Some that topple us, some that will shake us, causing us to dip and fall back or to stagger until we are able to re-establish our footing. And those are things that we have to come to terms with in this life. It offers us no reprieve from those challenging, earth-shattering occasions, from the reality of death which we have to deal with on a daily basis. But when death hits home closely, it gives you a totally different perspective and challenges you in the process of taking away the ones that we love. Yet we can't absolve ourselves from life and its many challenges, the many blows that it will throw us. Even as the wave is ushered into shore by the wind, it also recedes again to be once more ushered in. And I suppose that is what life is. It throws us forward in as much as it will pull us backward. And the beauty of it seems to exist as a likeness to these waves coming in and going out. To the ride which the wind creates on the water as you see the waves coming in, that allows in other territories where the wind is much heavier, surfers to surf and ride those waves is akin to what life offers us. The thrills of progress in moving forward and the disappointments when we have to take steps backward in order to move forward once more, as evidenced by these waves as they rush to the shore and then recede back into the larger body of water. So as I sit here on the shore of Tower Isles in St. Mary, and as I reflect on my own recent loss of my beloved aunt, I encourage myself, as I encourage anyone who will listen to this recording. Life offers us no reprieve. We must stand to face the blows that it will throw at us, and where it hits us over, we must summon the courage to rise again, to immerse ourselves into life, so that we can once again ride the waves, the joys and the thrills that comes with the waves. In as much as we must also experience that pulling back, which also occurs as we take inspiration from the waves along the shoreline of Tower Isles. Inspiration that nature presents to us to assist us in its own natural beauty, its intrinsic wisdom. If we but sit, reflect and listen, we will experience the wisdom that it offers us as it goes about doing what it does naturally. So As much as I grieve, and you may be grieving too if you have lost a loved one most recently, in time we must summon the courage to overcome the depth of our loss, to relinquish ourselves to a large extent, to let go of those things that we have absolutely no control over. Death is one such thing. We can't control death. Its occurrence in our lives, no more than we can stand in the ocean and pretend that we can stop the waves from coming at us, from overpowering us even. It's a pointless endeavor. It would be a pointless endeavor. And therefore, in our humanness, as we must mourn and be in tune with our emotions because we feel, because we love, in the midst of it all, we have to also be cognizant of our powerlessness in the face of the many things that we have absolutely no control or power to control as we live. So today, it's about releasing the things that we simply do not understand and may very well never fully comprehend or understand, because it's not in our capacity to comprehend or understand it. And we have to make peace with that. And when we experience loss, in recognition of our powerlessness in relation to those things that we can't control in our lives, we must make peace while finding the strength to overcome, to persevere, and to simply carry on. Carry on.
There you have it, this week's Musings. We hope you found it encouraging, inspiring, and uplifting. Let Fabian know your thoughts by leaving a comment on this video. Do spread the word and invite others to subscribe to Musings Television. Until next week, may your hearts remain ever joyful.